time of judgment on this world. Now the ruler of this world will be driven out. And when I am lifted up from the earth, I will draw everyone to myself." He said this, indicating the kind of death he would die. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good afternoon. I think most would probably agree that we live in a world that encourages us to be selfish. Media, entertainment, and advertising in particular motivate us to seek pleasure, honor, power, and wealth. The message is that it's all about you. You deserve it. And we certainly can't go far without seeing individuals taking selfies and telling the world, "Hey, look at me." Jesus' message in today's gospel is the exact opposite. He and his disciples are heading to Jerusalem for the Passover meal. His disciples had to be excited. Their leader is doing miraculous things that no one has ever done. He has raised the dead to life. He is the Messiah. He's the one who's going to destroy our enemies and deliver us. Not only is this good for Jesus, but selfishly, this has to be really good for each of them. But instead, Jesus delivers an unexpected message. Unless a grain of wheat falls on the ground and dies, it remains only a single grain, but if it dies, it yields a rich harvest. He's on the verge of his passion, and Jesus knows exactly what is going to happen. His hour has arrived. Rather than enjoying the luxuries of being the King of Kings, he will suffer humiliation, abandonment by his friends, physical torture, and then he will die. He tells his disciples that he is willing to suffer for the sake of God's glory and for all of us. And if that news wasn't bad enough, he then tells the disciples that they too must suffer and take up their cross every day. They had to feel as though their victory was about to become a loss. When we focus first on Jesus, others second, and ourselves last, rather than focusing only on ourselves, we find out who we really are. We become who God wants us to become. When we sacrifice for others or die for others, there will be great rewards. We are warned, however, that when we decide to follow Christ, we should expect crosses, we should expect difficulties, and we should expect persecution. Jesus tells us, if they persecute me, they will persecute you also. When I began the diaconate formation 10 years ago, we were told at the outset, be on the lookout. The devil is going to tempt you and test you, and you're going to go through many challenges. And we were. We prayed to St. Michael every night, but still there were men that faced some incredible difficulties in that formation. The devil did not want us to be ordained. I'm sure Father went through the same in his formation. Last month after Mass, a friend came and said that her brother was in the diaconate formation, and I asked her to pray for her brother as well, because he's going to face challenges. So she called her brother, and he broke down and said, I am facing some real challenges in my life right now that I've never seen. And she was grateful that I shared that and that he shared that with her. As Christians, we are called to love each other and to sacrifice for others. Spouses sacrifice for each other. Parents sacrifice so much for their children. I had no idea how much my parents sacrificed for me until I became a father myself. So we should be thankful for individuals who sacrifice for us. Medical professionals, teachers, clergy, law enforcement, and military. Some of these servants, instead of being honored, are actually being persecuted by the me culture. So today, let's consider a few questions. Do I sacrifice for others? Do I embrace the cross I've been given? Am I living my life principally for me or for others? Are there ways in which I can reduce my own selfishness and pleasure which generally creates sorrow and loneliness, and instead sacrifice and die for others, which creates happiness and a rich harvest. May God bless you.